No, this video is not going to be the most pleasant because I'm about to be speaking facts, but I'm speaking to myself first. These are a lot of things that I had to learn myself the hard way. So I learned them the hard way, and now I'm telling you so you don't have to learn them as well. So don't feel bad if you resonate with a couple of these. The only way we grow is when we know ourselves, okay? And we self-reflect and we know our strengths and our weaknesses, and we're able to work on them and overcome. The worst thing you can do is lie to yourself, okay? If any of these resonate with you, don't look at somebody else. Don't be ready to send this to somebody and then you're not first looking at yourself realistically and honestly and saying, do I exhibit some of these traits? Let's grow together, okay? This video, I'm going to give you 5 obvious signs that you're uneducated and lack wisdom, and how to fix it ASAP. I'm not just gonna leave you out there. I'm gonna tell you how to fix it, okay? But first, hey friend, welcome to my channel, Creating Elude Mental Gems. This channel is dedicated to leveling up in all areas of your life. So let us learn together, read together, but most importantly, grow together. Without further ado, let's get into this video. First and foremost, the first one is you discuss people more than you discuss plans. Develop your own hobbies and identity and you will have more to talk about, okay? Do you find that the conversations that you gravitate towards more are like celebrity gossip, what's going on with this new person here or that, people in your community, friends, you know, whatever. Like, do you find that these are the conversations that get you most excited? You always want to know the tea. Girl, what's tea? Who died? Who was with who? Who was that? Like in everybody's business. Be honest with yourself. Are you that person that knows all the tea? Okay. This is a major sign that you're not spending enough of your time cultivating your own identity, and you're not using enough of your time to learn and grow and be as educated as you could be. Have your own identity, develop your own habits, okay? We'll have more to talk about. Learn a new language, go take a cooking class, a painting class, I don't know, go do some extracurriculars, get outside, touch grass. If you live on Twitter talking about people 24/7, or you live on social media, or you live for those phone calls, like when you know somebody's gonna call you and give you the whole scoop. Number 2 is your relationship crazy and sex obsessed. There is more to life than romance, okay? If you find that most of the movies you watch, songs you listen to, topics, if you're not talking about people, you're talking about love, sex, romance, what the man did to you, whatever, this is all you think about. It's a lack of education. The more highly educated somebody else, and education is not just degree, okay? It's not degree, it's not this, it's wisdom, understanding. There's a lot of people that have no college degree, that never even went to school, and they're highly educated. So that's not what I mean by that. So you'll find that people who are the most wise, the wisest people, don't just talk about relationships all day. They don't. There's more to life. Like, your relationship cannot be your identity. I know a lot of you guys don't want to hear that. It cannot. There's an age for that when you're in middle school, high school, you know, pre-teen age, but you're a grown man, you're a grown woman, and that's all you think about, even in your spare time. Okay, let's work on that. You can fix that is have goals outside of relationships. Want a future for yourself. Cultivate your own future, your own goals for yourself outside of a relationship. Number 3 is you're ignorant of others' cultures. You're ignorant of others' culture, customs, traditions, and accents. You expect everyone to assimilate to your culture and language without giving grace to others. Most Americans do this a lot, okay? If you mispronounce something, they're all ready to tell you to go back to your country and be so anal about it, right? Especially on YouTube. On my main channel, God forbid I mispronounce someone's name or say it wrong. You'll see the whole comments with just a whole bunch of ignorant comments. It used to trigger me, but I understand. It's like, okay, these people obviously are not cultured enough to understand that there's just some names some people will not be able to pronounce unless they make a strong effort, and even with their best efforts, they're gonna mess it up. Look at it like this is your home, this is your culture, and this person came into your culture. They must be having a difficult time assimilating, so let me help them. And the way to combat this type of ignorance is to be well-traveled yourself. Travel more and befriend people outside of your community and culture. I find it that if you look around you, ask yourself, do you only, if you're Black, Do you only have black friends? If you're white, do you only have white friends? If you're Spanish, is all of your friends Spanish? If you're Mexican, are you only around other Mexicans? If you're Asian, it doesn't matter how diversified is your circle is. Only you know that for yourself, right? And if your circle is not diversified at all, like you're Haitian, Haitians will only be friends with Haitians or whatever, it's a problem. You're supposed to, that's where the problem is. This is where the ignorance come from. Maybe you're not around, like if you stay, I don't know, Oklahoma or something. Forgive me if you're from Oklahoma, but there's places that you can live in that's not as much as a melting pot. Like if you're in Florida, you're going to be around everyone. Okay. Florida is the meltiest pot of all melting pots. In New York, of course, there's certain places in the United States it's going to be more of a melting pot. Or maybe you're watching from Germany or you're watching from Japan or something like that, right? Comment below where you're watching from if you're not watching from America. And it's not that many people around. There's social media, right? Are you only following or subscribe to people that look like you, talk like you, etc.? No, try to subscribe to other people too from different places. I love to subscribe to news outlets from different countries where I'm not just subscribed to American news. It helps me to understand the culture of these different countries. It helps me to understand what's going on with them. People have more of appreciation, you know, even if you don't have the friends around you, but to be aware of what's going on with countries around you, and even on social media to follow and subscribe to other people that don't just look like you and genuinely be interested in their culture. And that way it will remove a lot of ignorance if people were just more open to be around people that are different from them. But we tend to want to be only around people that look like us, that eat like us, that talk like us, that think like us. And that, my friend, is boring. And it is also a sign of lack of education, unfortunately. Try different foods, different cuisines here. I was so surprised to see how similar Nigerian food, Congolese food, Ethiopian food can be to Haitian food. I know we're all, you know, from Africa and stuff, and we were all one people before we were all scattered and stuff, but it's just the similarities is crazy, but you wouldn't know that unless you got out of your comfort zone to try it. One of my favorite, comment below your favorite cuisine that's not from your culture. I love Mexican food so much. It's near and dear to my heart. You cannot go wrong with Mexican food for me. And I love Japanese food also. Those are two of my favorite cuisines. I do love Italian and French food, etc., all of those. But those are the two that on a regular basis, and in terms of comfort, like if I want to be fancy, I'll go and eat, you know, French food or whatever, this and that. But on a regular basis, as far as comfort, what I would order if I'm ordering in my house, I'm ordering Mexican food or I'm ordering Japanese food. That's my go-to, okay? Try to diversify your palate, just like you're diversifying your friendship group. It's going to help you so much, okay? And actually learn how to say the names, even if it trips you up a lot. Like a lot of words trip me up. Like people can forget that I am Haitian sometimes when I speak because I've worked so hard to not have an accent, because that's how bad bullying was growing up in America for having an accent, that you don't always hear it, but some words, it just comes out, right? But try to work on it still. If you mess up, someone will correct you and teach you, and that'll be just fine, right? Number 4 is you curse a lot. Your vocabulary is so limited. You find the only way to express yourself is through profanity. And the people that tend to read the most, are more cultured and have more wisdom, rarely if ever curse. It just doesn't happen. They use more poetic words and have a way of eloquently expressing themselves that sets them apart from everyone else. Read more books, practice writing more poetry. And I know some people get very offended and turned off when you say that. Me personally, I'm not gonna not talk to someone because they curse. I don't care like that. I'm from the hood. I'm still around culture. Most people curse, foul mouth, whatever. It's not going to necessarily turn me off to talk to someone, whatever, with that. But I know I had to work really hard not to curse because I was potty mouth. Like my mouth Guys, you wouldn't believe the words that would come out of this little mouth. Okay, vulgar, vulgar, vulgar. And it was so bad. Like, some people, it becomes so much of a habit, you don't even know where to turn it off. How many of you curse so much that you catch yourself cursing around your parents? It's okay. Like I said, this video is tough love. A lot of people are not going to be happy about it, but it's fine. But you even find that you have no filter with your cursing. You curse so much that you curse around your parents, other people's parents, like, and you're like, oh, you know, quick. In the Haitian culture, we can't curse around our parents. That's equivalent to hitting them in the face. Like, no, you don't do that, right? So it just is not a good look. And I find that the people who read the most, who write the most, who really cultivate, not saying that because there's a lot of brilliant people that curse, you know, that's educated, that's smart, but those that just want, they have a different view of life. They traveled more, they seen more. And when I say travel, because a lot of people are like, well, I travel, but when you travel, all you do is go to the clubs. All you do is go to, like, you know, chaotic spots. You don't really, no, you know what I mean? That's two different types of travel. I don't care what you say. Make yourself more cultured to see more beauty around you. You'll find different words to describe that beauty. Some people are really combative with that, like I said. So it's something I don't, you know, you don't typically say in videos or advice or whatever, because it just turn people off, like, and they start cursing. But there's a certain age, especially the older you get, I do not, like, it'd be like, you're just too old to be cursing. It's like, it curse around children, babies, like they have no, I feel like the Bible say, what's in your heart comes out of your mouth, right? Like, cultivate positive. They're called curses for a reason. They're called curses for a reason, curse words, you know? So why have that come out your mouth, you know? Cultivate more gentle ways of expressing things that are positive. You can't, and then all that comes out your mouth is filth, and you know it's filth because you know if you saw a 2-year-old saying, if a 2-year-old, you would be shocked if a 2-year-old said what came out of your mouth, then sis, don't say it. You have no reason to say it. If you would be shocked to hear a 5-year-old talking like you're talking, then you have no business talking like that. That's just what I'm saying. And if you wouldn't care if a 5-year-old talked like that, then by all means, keep talking like that. But I find that every word you say publicly to people, you should be okay to hear a 5-year-old say it. You should be holding a newborn baby and still be able to talk like that without feeling, you know, if you holding a baby, you wouldn't be like, F this, F that while holding a new baby. Like, would you? And if you are, then it's just a sign, you know, like, I'm sorry, you know, but it's common sense. Just don't, be cautious of what comes out your mouth. Number 5 is you're easily offended. You have no patience and everything annoys you. An educated person is more graceful with others because we understand the link between temperament and upbringing. Notice how the older your parents get, the nicer they are with their grandchildren, right? Somehow with age comes the wisdom to understand the psychology, development, and the way children function. Well, where was this grace and wisdom when you were growing up, you might ask? Well, education and wisdom sometimes come from experience. The younger the parent, the less patience they may have with their kids, right? The younger you are, the more tantrums you throw, the less able you are to manage your emotions. This is why therapists can easily spot an emotionally stunted adult based on how they handle conflict and how graceful they are to others. Therapy, age, and wisdom is the cure. Our parents are nicer to our children, or they get nicer. They start to understand our traumas as they get older. It's not that, oh, what happened, Age and wisdom. That's what I mean by education. But some people are emotionally stunted because they never get to that point where they, you know, have that understanding for people. You'll have like people that are 70, 80 and they're still, you know, it's like they haven't learned anything. Educated person, because they study humans, they study people, they educate themselves on that a lot, tend to give people a little bit more leeway. They're a little bit more compassionate and a little bit more understanding. They exhibit a character that's less judgmental, less critical, and a little bit more patient, right? The way you can do this is by studying people. Study the developmental psychology. It's very good. The different stages for kids, for humans, like read more books. The Body Keeps the Score, for instance, helps you understand other people's traumas, that when people come at you or get offended or upset, etc., you can kind of, not pity, but you're kind of like, okay, I'm not going to take this too serious because, who knows what this person dealt with or what kind of day they're having. It's just harder to get under your skin, and you can kind of just let things slide, like roll off your back. Like it's just like it's nothing. Number 6 is you have no social or situational awareness. You can't read a room and say whatever comes to your mind. You have no filter. You place yourself constantly in dangerous situations and environments. You are naive and can't tell a snake even if they are standing right in front of you. You find yourself in toxic relationships often, and toxic friendships. You believe the world is Disneyland and everyone is wonderful. Learn about people. You've ever seen someone you're like, poor child, she didn't know better. Christian Rock, everybody's been talking about her, right? That situation has been crazy. But a lot of times we're like, oh, she's young, she's this, she don't know better. Do you have no situational awareness? It's like they can't tell when people are laughing at them and not with them, right? And it's just kind of like read the room. You end up in toxic relationships because you overhype people in your mind. You're not seeing things for what they are. You create fairy tales in your mind. You don't know safety. They go to parties where like everything in their soul should have been telling them not to go to this party or not to hang out with these people, not to da. Unfortunately, I hate to use this example. It reminds me of Shinquella Robinson, where we were looking at the videos before her demise and we were able to dissect that why they all looked this way the night before or dry this. We're able to see beforehand from situational awareness, but at the moment while she's there, she was unable to see it. She's just, guys, come on. I'm not saying she's uneducated because it's something with age. With age, we're a lot more naive. I found myself in so many crazy situations when I was younger, crazy situations that I needed to be rescued out of, okay? But it was for a lack of wisdom or knowing. And those things I learned from them, those experiences, but I also learned to, okay, I need to master my situational skills. Like I need to be aware of my environment or where I'm going, different people, like who has my best interest at heart and who doesn't. And I need to move differently. I need to not move so naively, be able to see snakes. You have to seek counsel. You have to have counsel, and you have to listen to people who genuinely love you and support you. A lot of us will alienate people. I used to be like that. I alienate the people who cared about me, who were giving me genuine advice to avoid certain pitfalls, for the person I just met, or I don't know, like that. And people that's been walking with you for years are trying to tell you, hey, I wouldn't go this way, and you turn your back. Like how many teens we seen don't listen to their parents who made them, who love them, tell them leave that boy alone just for you to get with that boy and end up hurt. If you're older and you cannot be aware of, like, you can't see a snake, somebody that's dealing with you can't see that this person's not good for you, you're still struggling with that, then that is a sign that, hey, I'm not as wise as I think I am, and I'm not as educated. If you find yourself constantly still in the same situations to get hurt, you're like 30, pushing to 40, you still losing friends for the same reason, still getting out of one bad relationship to the next and stuff. At some point you have to be like, okay, I need to, there was some miseducation here and I need to re-educate myself. Okay, and you need to re-educate and seek some wisdom in your decision making, and understand that we're not going to change if we don't evaluate those things about ourselves. The way you can fix this is learn about people, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Listen more than you speak and practice observing more. Do risk analysis when going out or dating. Write down what could go wrong and what can you do to prevent it if it were to go wrong. Don't just live in this bubblegum world where you just trusting like that. Write down what could potentially be wrong with this guy. How could this go wrong? How could I prevent it? Okay, you know what? Let me not have him pick me up at my house. Let me meet him there. Let me share my location with this. Don't look at it as you're being dramatic. People that look at stuff like this as dramatic or relax, just enjoy the time. Because one thing with wealthy people, wise people, educated people is they see the risk in everything before making their decisions. They don't just move like that, quick like that. They're very patient in their decision making, and they do risk analysis for everything. For the simplest thing, they take their times. Children move quick. Children don't assess risk. Children don't think things through. Children move impulsively, right? Adults tend to be a little bit more calculated, and they cross their T's and dot their I's. You cannot move recklessly like that. Things happen that are unfortunate in your life. You play the victim, or I didn't see this coming, this and that. Well, sis, were you even trying to see if it was gonna come or not? Or did you just get into this situation blindly? Be honest with yourself, you know? But this is all I have for this video. Comment below anything else you want to add. And again, don't crucify me. I've been through it too. That's how I can talk about it. Comment below which one you didn't agree with, respectfully. And which ones did you agree with? I love you guys so much. Thank you for tuning in. Until next time. Mwah.